the societies we created in Igbo land are societies of distinguishing yourself through effort. Unfortunately, one of the backdrops of Igbo society is that the idea of Osu, as I heard, was some people will Baba Naalose for protection. And say Naalose Wezifa, and they stayed there. Initially, it was not a bad thing, but eventually, it's gone the way it has gone. Mana, Igbo society will not advance until we let go of the culture of Osu. And I will tell you why. It is the most pernicious and evil culture that any society can have. When something that was done long before you were born hands over to you by hereditary, it is contrary to everything we believe as Igbo people. Everybody in Igbo land struggles for what you become. So even if somebody was Osu, it shouldn't transfer to the child, because that was what was wrong with slave trade. Before the black slave trade came, Ndocha na-esi from Ireland, na-esi from Italy, be America, bolo servants. Mana ilugide olulute ego, igbalo onwe gị from onye ego gị. After you finish, your children continue their life. It was racial slavery, black slavery, that introduced the idea
of transfer.
Na onye nwe gị, nwe nwa gị. So you now began to look for women to breed so that the owner more. And it was evil. That was why the world came together and abolished slave trade. Why will we have anything in our culture that allows it to transfer from a father to a child? It is totally irrational and evil. So any person who judges another person and says no Osu, that person is not truly Igbo. Because the whole idea of Igbo is equal opportunity and equal outcome. What makes us Igbo is because we believe no onye ọbụna ga-alụ ọlụ to distinguish himself. That nothing comes to you by just being the son of Mr. A or Mr. B.
You work for it.
You work for it. So why will we transfer something as pernicious and evil as to a child? It is abomination. It is evil. It is not Igbo culture. And I stand to be corrected. Anybody who believes in it is not an Igbo man.
Anti-Igbo.
He's very totally anti-Igbo. This is the culture we need to let go of. Nothing can transfer from father to mother in a culture where we believe that the lowest person can get to the highest heights. So if it was a mistake we made in the past, it's a mistake we must let go of now. We must never be heard saying it to any other culture, because we as a people will suffer if we continue to discriminate, if we continue to bound others when all men are created equal. That even the idea of that came from Igbo slaves. So it is something that I totally feel very passionate about. I feel very strongly about it. I feel it is a blow on Igbo society that we today still believe in such a thing. So anybody I heard who says, you could say be my friend. Yes, if you describe anybody as Osu, you can be my friend. I will not, you can't. It's not something I will accept. Because it is discrimination.
In the spirit of your love for culture, what do you say about Ikem is my friend and a big brother? Can you for about cultural music, especially that of Ikem Manzele, but no, yes. What do you say about his songs and other cultural music? Go ahead, please.
So, music is of the spirit. That is why 16th century music, Mozart, Beethoven, they're still playing today, because music is eternal, it's timeless. So Nuro Ogene, it goes to the core of who I am. It goes to the core in a place where no other music touches me. Because music, art, is the expression of culture.
It is.
Yes, it is the expression of who we are. So whenever my best books are Igbo authors, whether it is Chinua Achebe's Arrow of God, which is my best book in the world. I read it every year.
Wow.
Yes, Arrow of God. followed by Things Fall Apart. You know, Things Fall Apart lovers. But I sponsored the Just Repertory Theatre to bring it on stage. Arrow of God. Even Things Fall Apart, I brought it on stage. And last year, I acted in Arrow of God in Abuja. I was Abuja Amemuso December show. I was the narrator of the story of Arrow of God. So I'm very passionate about the arts and, music. If you look on my page, you will see me, you see some of the videos of narrating about Arrow of God. And when I read those stories and when I look at, and I'm hoping there'll be more people. One of them is Tony Ubesie, whose books, Isiaku Daranala. If you remember Tony Ubesie, Joe Binna.
Onyawa de Ukwaruogia.
Ukwaruogia.
Chude na Ngozi.
Chude na Ngozi.
Yes.
Ukwaruogia. Oda. O wee sị ya na Obinna wee jekwulu dibịa wee sị dibịa ya meeli ọgwụ ka ndị soja yara ijide ya during the war. So dibịa wee sị ya na ọgwụ a ya nyere ya na ọ na-agara ndị soja ama afọ ya. So Obinna afụzie ndị soja ka fa nọ n'ụzọ na-aga boldly. Soja wee sị ya, hey, bịa ebe a, so kene ebe ị na-eje. Obinna sị ya, ị na-afụ m. Ọ sị ya, mma agụụla kịta ebe ya. Obinna wee lachapụ ọsọ. Obinna agbagidezie ndị soja chụbịa fe kwudori Obinna gbafuo. Ichi ezi oje na nke dị dibịa ka ọ maazị ife mee. Ọfụ nwunye dibịa ka nwunye dibịa na-ebe akwa. Nwunye dibịa wee ọsị ya ka ezi ife mee. Ọsị ya na ndị soja kpụrụ di ya nnyaa. O wee bụ na soja kpụrụgo dibịa.
The source.
Obinna wee naba. Tony Ubesie was a great storyteller.
Oh, God.
So I was trying to do through my Nkemefuna Foundation to launch annual Igbo essay competitions. We were doing that, but we stopped it in a while. But then I now want to publish Igbo novels and plays written in Igbo. So if I get my planning right, I want to launch an Igbo competition or call for literature so that people can get published if they write in Igbo.
Yes.
Because there is something about language. You can't have a culture without language. I don't think anybody should be bothering about Igbo marginalization in Nigeria or Igbo absence in certain positions. Why? I think the more serious issue is the demise of the Igbo language. That's the more serious issue. Now, Igbo language in retreat. We have a next generation coming, half of which are Igbo.
No, Igbo language.
Yes. But even n'Enugu kita ị ga-afụ ụmụazị bi n'Enugu asị gị na fa na-anụ mana fa ada-asụ. Ịjụọ mami ya asị gị na ọ na-anụkwanụ mana ọ da-asụ.
Error.
So we need to revitalize language because without language there is no people, there is no culture. I need inwechite asụsụ anyị back. And asụsụ anyị abụrụkwa sọsọ na anyị ga na-asụ ya na nkata mana ọ ga na-develop ka enwe ike were ya wee na-describe other things. So ife dịka all the new words na-apụta AI, this one, ndị Igbo should be finding it. I ga-enwe a body every time they will be adding new words. Maka Hausa na-eme ya, other languages na-eme ya, Italian, English, enakata the English dictionary apụta. Google became a word to search for something. It wasn't an English word. Yes, there are words that have made it now to the dictionary because they keep assimilating new words. So ndị Igbo need to be assimilating new words ka anyị wee nwee ike na-akọwanwu modern terminologies and modern technology. Mana our language need to grow. So music and arts are two things I love greatly. And so if you go to maybe no n'Enugu with ogene with ndị ka o siti ma ị na-agba ọsọ. It's something about it. Afube m onye Igbo ga-abụ ọnụ ọjama ogene ka yala ịma. Maka it's at the core of onye Igbo.
Kedu best music Ikemma Zelebo n'ọgwụ ife n'isi si na onye abịa kpara aka?
Ọ na-abụ repeat, ọ fọrọ ama repeat egwu somebody. Egwu a bụ egwu Isi Arinze. Isi Arinze bụ onye Obosi. Onye ọma zoro odo. Ike butekwanụ m ofu ugbe n'azụ ụlaga na-epi azụgo.
Mmọnwụ laga n'ịpịasịgo, ọmama niile chido, biko rapụ zoro, ka ọ nabazie. Okay.
That's one of my favorites. Offer I'm in any function. Though.
Yes. Lastly, on this Obosi, kedu ife na-esele unu n'Ọnịcha? Kedu onye gwala ibie? Asị na o gwala o ka ọ gwala o. Mana a na-ekwu okwu asị na Ọnịcha gwala Obosi ka Obosi gwala Ọnịcha. Kedu ndị gwala ibie ndị kedu ife agwadili ibie abịa sị ịma ka Ọnịcha si gwa Obosi asị na Obosi gwala Ọnịcha. Kedu ife ke ndị gwala ibie okwu ka kedu ife na-ekwu dị
ma ndị Ọnịcha bụ ndị Obosi ejere akwụkwọ gboo. Ndị Ọnịcha jere akwụkwọ.
Okay.
So onye Obosi na-elesi ndị Ọnịcha anya. Onye Ọnịcha sị abịa biko adị ama ya sign ọlị ya.
Okay.
Ndị Obosi na-assign freehold.
Okay.
Fa mụrụ na na assign of freehold. So ọ bịakwa isi anyị sign ọsị anya sign ọ maka adị ama. Okay, sign ọlị ya akwụkwọ. That's what I heard, a version I heard.
Yes.
Mana I don't think na the okwu ka dị because the land didn't in issue. Elesigo ni anu.
Yes.
Ndị mmadụ alụsigo ụlọ dị. Ka agagono.
Yes.
So a na-ekwuzi ya kịta ọ just ndị jizi akpazi ego. Ndị jizi something because the anya na-ekwuru maka elesigo ya no. Ndị nwezi anaida ndị Obosi ma ndị Ọnịcha sef.
Yes.
So it's one of those things urbanization has overtaken.
Yes. Dalorinne. Let's talk about you politically, but before then, can you kusema Obosi before I buy politics? Anyway, just like you mentioned, I think I've bumped into it online. Mekaria Institute of Technology and Administration, MIT. Kedu ihe the institute is about, and then why? Because when I read about it, it was inspired by Chief Osta Chidoka. It means you have a role to play there. The institution, I'm before when I buy a touch. Or are you trying to rival the universities now? Are you trying to rival the colleges now? Are you trying to give us an alternative? Or are you trying to revolutionize education? Mekaria is all about. Go ahead, please.
So, Mekaria was monotechnic. Accredited a polytechnic.
Okay.
Yes. OND and HND. So multiple. Yes. Mono is single. So so monotechnics you can have one or two areas of interest. But polytechnic you can go from School of Administration, Mass Comm, journalism, can do everything.
Yes.
And we may become a polytechnic as we go on, depending on how
Okay.
But the first thing I did was I looked at the data. 1.9 million people. I've always had a JAM CBT center. Even in the JAM, Obosi for my property. Among the CBT center in Obosi.
I know.
Because of my love for education, I came around. Mbebidosi JAM CBT or wherever they around in Obosi. So I built one. It doesn't pay its bills, but I like it. Over the last 10 years. 15,
Legacy.
Yes, it's been there about 12 years now. We've been doing it. So, when look at Simba, 1.9 million people take JAMB. Before, it used to be 800,000 admission. Chances are available. So, about almost 1 million people roam around every year without admission. So, second one, the numbers have been increasing. The young people have been increasing. But I figured that society is changing. Many people cannot afford to go to university because they need to work, they need to trade, they need to do stuff. So the idea of open university came. But I now said, I looked at, in America, they have what they call community colleges. You go there and do 2 years and get a 2-year degree. Then you can go and top it up to get a 4-year degree. So I looked at our ordinary national diploma and I said, here is an opportunity. If we can get our young people across the state and everywhere who want to go to university but they can't get admission, to go to Mekaria Institute, go through an OND, so they have 3 pathways ahead of them. From our OND, you can go straight to university to direct entry. So you don't need to write JAMB again. You go with direct entry to university.
Nice.
So, and you enter at second year.
Nice.
You can go on and do HND and become, have an HND. And then you can go ahead and even start working with your OND.
Yes.
In the civil service, that's a level 6 job. And multiple places. So I felt that I needed to go to that niche. Everybody is doing university. But I said, university is not for everybody. Vocational technical education is for some people. So if you come to Mekaria now, you will do computer science. But we attached it with global certifications. While you are in Mekaria, you will also do either AWS or Oracle or this certification. Because I want to prepare Nigerians for the global market. So if you study mass comm, you will then do YouTube analytics, Google analytics, you will have a certificate. You will go through the course and get certified. So you're a certified social media analyst if you do our mass comm. If you do our media technology, you will be an Adobe expert. You will do Photoshop. You will learn video editing, the kind of things going on here. So we want people to have skills, not certificates alone.
Yes.
Because I am an employer. Anytime I employ people, I ask you, what can you do? I don't want to know what degrees you have. I want to know, what can you do? Mbunyegi computer kita kedifi game. Mbunyegi this video I record okete edit nwe. Yes. Tell me what you can do. So Mekaria is about onye obuna ge Mekaria. He came from my former boss, Ojo Madekwe. When he was running for House of Reps in 1983, his campaign slogan was Ojo ge Mekaria. And he won that election. So the children in the village started calling him Mekaria.
Noyes Healthy Living PAP is a strategic response to a critical problem, malnutrition. An innovative program kicked off on August 3rd, 2024, with free distributions across the 21 local government areas of Anambra State. This purely organic supplement is designed to combat malnutrition among Anambra children. Due to its high demand, the distribution has been stepped down to community levels and made available to residents in all 326 primary health care centers in Anambra State, free of charge. Noyes Healthy Living PAP, beating malnutrition in Anambra State.